Hey guys, it's Micah, and my best friend is over there laughing at me. So I made an It Gets Better video, maybe about a year ago, or maybe like a year and a half ago. It has a lot of views, and I was pretty surprised by that because at that point I had only just come out as trans. So it was pretty surprising to me to see that. Sorry, I have to plug my computer in. So I figured that I would remake my It Gets Better video now that I'm about a month into natural transitioning and I'm in college now and all that kind of stuff. Just kind of as a way to show you that it's still, once it gets better, it stays there, and that there's still hope even when you're really low and really down. So I'm 19, I'm going to be 20 in July. I go to Roosevelt University in Chicago. I'm studying sociology and women and gender studies. And I was pretty scared to come to college. I thought that I would be surrounded by a lot of people who are going to be judging me, and I was just really skeptical about the way people were going to accept and view me. So a couple of my professors gave me the opportunity to discuss being trans and talking about my preferred name and gender preferences. So I talked about how I was trans and how I really would just rather be called Micah rather than my birth name, and that I go by male pronouns. And even though I didn't know these people, they were really open-minded and really cool about accepting me and accepting that fact that I'm a male, and it's just I wasn't put in the right body. So it was really cool to have that experience and to meet a lot of new friends because of it. And so I can safely say that things definitely do get better. And if you've seen my first video, I talked a lot about how all through high school I had trouble with myself and my identity, and I used a lot of drugs and did whatever I could to avoid the confrontation with myself. And so I got to a really low point, and I was working, but I was working and using all my paycheck for drugs, and I wasn't doing well in school because I didn't care. I had a bit of an issue with cutting for a few years. I was really depressed, and I just kind of was going through a really bad case of the fuck-its. And it was just really bad. And I feel like, I told my parents that I was trans when I was 14, and they didn't believe me. So I kind of said, if my parents aren't going to believe me, and those are like the only people who I'm supposed to know are going to help me, like, if my parents aren't going to help me, then who's going to help me? So I kind of just gave up on that. And like I said, I just kind of said fuck school, and I did a lot of drugs and partied, and it wasn't cool, and I barely graduated. But I made it thanks to my best friend, because he forced me to get on the right track and finish high school, and I can't be more thankful for that. So after I graduated high school, I couldn't keep this back anymore, and I was like, I think it's time to tell people. So what I did was I went on Facebook and I just changed my name from my birth name to Micah, and I changed my gender to male, and I typed out a note on Facebook and explained myself, and I basically said, if you accept it, cool. If you don't, I don't care, because this is who I am, and I'm not, can't change it. And no one really had an issue with it. I'm lucky enough to have some pretty supportive peers and friends and family. So yeah, here I am. About a year and a half after I graduated, year and a half after I told everybody. I plan on taking T eventually. It's just not in my deck of cards right now, which is why I'm doing natural transition for right now. But I'm happy with myself, and I came really pretty far from where I was almost 2 years ago. So it does get better, and it really does. Like, I cannot stress that enough. I think that with the right support and with the right group of people around you and the right mindset, you can definitely, come to terms with who you are and love yourself and love everyone else around you. And honestly, once you love yourself, everyone else around you loves you too. And that's really true, because I think that if you give off this presence of being confident and, happy with yourself, people are drawn into that and they respect that. So love yourself and love everyone else, and yeah, it gets better, it really does. So here's my second video for It Gets Better, 2 years later almost. So keep it up, guys. I'll see you later.